Hi, today we are looking at a very old and somewhat familiar passage of Scripture, Exodus 5, 1 through 2, and then chapter 7, verses 8 through 23. So this is about Moses, who follows God's plan to stand up for justice for the Israelites. Don't give up the fight, demand what is right. And however, Pharaoh has a whole other plan, keeping the Israelites bound to him as slaves. And this is a story that is unfortunately as old as the earth. Fear, the myth of scarcity, and human greed result in the sin of exploitation of others. This old familiar theme is woven into so many of our systems, relationships, and the very fabric of our communal lives. It all comes down to this lie that there isn't enough of what we need to thrive and survive. But the universe is abundant. Scarcity is a lie which leads us to sin against each other, the environment, and God. Here's some questions to consider as you read through this. How do we press onward when we receive repeated no's, when we come up against that wall time and time again? What do we do when broken systems, which are created by human sin, unravel God's plans for liberation and justice? How can we encounter this myth of scarcity by living a liturgy of abundance? And there's a quote by Brueggemann. Wouldn't it be wonderful if liberal and conservative church people who love to quarrel with each other came to a common realization that the real issue confronting us is whether the news of God's abundance can be trusted in the face of the story of scarcity? How does this quote and the myth of scarcity inform your reading of this text? How do you see the myth of scarcity impacting your life and the life of your church? Blessings, friends, as you encounter another incredibly powerful story in Scripture and in our Christian tradition and Jewish tradition.